The snow started falling so suddenly that it felt like the sky had snapped open. Asterisk. One moment the highway stretched endlessly across the quiet hills of Montana, the asphalt glistening under the pale winter sun. The next moment, everything turned white. The wind roared like an angry ocean, snow whipped across the road, and within minutes, visibility disappeared. My car slid sideways, the tires losing their grip, until it finally stopped with a violent jolt against Asno Balance, asterisk the engine. Sputtered once, twice, and died. Asterisk for a long moment, I just sat there gripping the steering wheel, my heart pounding against my ribs. Outside, the world had become a swirling storm of white chaos. No cars, no houses, no cell signal. Just endless snow and silence. Asterisk that. It was the moment I realized something terrifying. I wasn't just stuck. I was stranded in the middle of nowhere, with a stranger walking toward my car through the storm. Asterisk, but before the story continues, take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share it with someone who believes in kindness and second chances, and subscribe to the channel if stories like this touch your heart. Asterisk at first. I thought the figure approaching was a trick of the snowstorm, a shadow moving through the blizzard. But slowly, step by step, the shape became clearer. It was a woman. She was wrapped in a thick brown coat, her dark hair tangled by the wind, her face red from the cold. She knocked gently on my window, and I hesitated before unlocking the door. In situations like this, your mind races with every possible warning you've ever heard. Asterisk, but the storm was getting worse, and she looked just as desperate as I felt. Asterisk the moment she got inside the car, she shut the door quickly and wrapped her arms around herself, shivering. Her name, she later told me, was Rachel. My name is Nathan. We were two strangers, trapped by the same storm on a forgotten road somewhere in rural Montana. Asterisk. The heater no longer worked since the engine had died. The cold slowly crept into the car like an invisible enemy. I searched the trunk and found an old emergency blanket and half a bottle of water. Rachel had a backpack with some granola bars. Asterisk, it wasn't much, but it was enough to survive for a while. Asterisk outside, the storm raged harder. Snow piled up around the car, burying the tires deeper every minute. Hours passed, slowly, the sky turning darker as evening approached. Asterisk strangely. Being trapped with a stranger has a way of making conversation feel easier. Maybe it's because both people know they have nothing to lose. Asterisk Rachel told me she had been hitchhiking after missing a bus. In a nearby town called Ashton Ridge, she was trying to get to Denver. Asterisk I told her I was driving home to Idaho. It's after a construction job. Two completely different lives. Two completely different paths. Asterisk yet somehow that storm had forced our stories to collide. Asterisk at first our conversations were simple. Where we grew up, what we did for work, our favorite music. Small talk to pass the time. Asterisk, but as the hours stretched longer, the quiet between us grew heavier. I could tell Rachel carried something deeper than just exhaustion. Her eyes looked like someone who had been running from something for a long time. Asterisk, the wind slammed against the car again.
Ow.
Making the metal frame tremble. Snowflakes danced wildly in the headlights before disappearing into darkness. Asterisk Rachel stared out the window for a long time before speaking again. Asterisk, and when she did, her voice was softer than before. Asterisk, she said she hadn't told anyone her real story. In years. Not her friends, not strangers, no one. But something about that moment, being trapped in a freezing car with someone she might never see again, made it feel safe to finally say it out loud. Asterisk, I didn't interrupt. I just listened. Rachel explained that 5 years earlier, she had disappeared from her hometown in Ohio without telling anyone where she was going. Asterisk. Everyone believed she had simply run away, but the truth was much darker. When she was 21, she had witnessed something terrible. Her older brother had been involved with a dangerous group, dealing drugs across several states. One night, deal went horribly wrong. Rachel had seen something she was never supposed to see, something that put her life in danger. Asterisk, the police eventually caught the men responsible. But for months afterward, she received threats, letters, strange phone calls, cars following her late at night. Fear slowly took over her life. Eventually, she made a painful decision. She disappeared. New city, new job, new identity. Asterisk, for years, she moved from place to place, never staying long enough for anyone to truly know her. She thought it was the only way to stay safe. The storm outside grew quieter as Rachel spoke, but inside the car, her words carried the weight of years of loneliness. Asterisk, she said she was tired of running. Asterisk, tired of pretending to be someone else. Asterisk, tired of waking up every morning wondering if the past would catch up with her. Asterisk, that was why she had decided to go to Denver, not to hide, but to finally face everything she had left behind. Asterisk, listening to her story, I realized something strange. Asterisk, before that storm, Rachel and I had been complete strangers. Asterisk, but now it felt like I understood her more than many people I had known for years. Sometimes the deepest truths come out when life strips away everything else. The night grew colder. Asterisk, our breath turned into small clouds inside the car. Snow continued piling against the doors. For a moment I wondered if anyone would ever find us. Asterisk, but instead of fear, I felt something unexpected. Hope. Because Rachel's story reminded me of something I had been avoiding in my own life. Asterisk 3. Years earlier, my younger brother and I had stopped speaking after a bitter argument about money and family responsibilities. Pride had kept both of us silent ever since. Asterisk, hearing Rachel talk about lost years, made me realize how fragile time really is. Asterisk. How easy it is to lose people you love, and how hard it becomes to fix things later. Sometime after midnight, the storm finally started to fade. The wind calmed. Snowflakes slowed. Morning light slowly crept across the frozen hills. Then, in the distance, we heard the sound of something that felt like a miracle. A truck engine, a highway maintenance vehicle appeared. Through the snow, clearing the road after the storm, the driver spotted our half-buried car and stopped to help. Asterisk, within an hour. We were warm again inside the truck cab, heading toward the nearest town. Asterisk, Rachel stared quietly out the window. As the snowy fields passed by, asterisk, I wondered if she was thinking about the life she had spent years running from, asterisk, or the life she was about to reclaim. Asterisk, when we reached the small-town gas station, Rachel picked up her backpack and stepped out of the truck. Asterisk. For a moment, we just stood there in the cold morning air. Asterisk, to strangers who had shared one unforgettable night. She thanked me for listening. I thanked her for reminding me that sometimes the hardest thing in life isn't surviving the storm. It's choosing to stop running from the past. Before we said goodbye, Rachel smiled in a way that looked both nervous and hopeful. She said she was finally ready to go home, and somehow, hearing that made the world feel a little brighter. Asterisk now. Before the story ends, I want to ask you something special. Asterisk, please comment the word hope. If you believe people deserve second chances and that it's never too late to face the past. Asterisk. Stories like Rachel's remind us that everyone carries hidden battles. Sometimes a single moment, single conversation, can change the direction of someone's life. Asterisk. And if this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who might need encouragement today, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories like this. Asterisk, because sometimes the most unexpected strangers become the ones who help us find our way home.